You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? Just because I walk as if I have oil wells pumping in my living room. I'll tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It's had tacks in it, and splinters, and boards torn up, and places with no carpet on the floor. Moons and like suns with the certainty of tides, just like hope springing high. Still I rise. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries. Does my sassiness upset you? Don't take it so hard just because I laugh, as if I have gold mines digging in my own backyard. Bare. But all the time I've been a climbing on, and reaching landings, and turning corners, and sometimes going in the dark where there ain't been no light. So boy, don't you turn back. Don't you sit down on the steps because you find it's kind of hard. Don't you fall now. Fires are still going, honey. Fires are still climbing. And life for me ain't been no crystal stair. Why? Good evening, y'all. I am not going to hold you. I just heard some ridiculousness and he done deleted it. So I can't play SKC last show. But I think it was from 2 days ago. But I don't know if he deleted it or privated it. But 10.7 million Africans were shipped straight to the United States. Exactly 388,000. Yes, a very small fraction. In actuality, the vast majority of African slaves were sent straight to the Caribbean and South America. Brazil alone got 4.8 million Africans. The overall number of Africans who came to the United States during the slave trade is thought to have been around 450,000. Some academics believe that an additional 60,000 to 70,000 Africans arrived in the United States after initially landing in the Caribbean. Amazingly, the majority of the 42 million African Americans are descendants from this little population of less than 500,000 Africans. That is an alarming statistic. So, what's good, my good people? So, the show I wanted to review was SKC's last show, and they were talking about slavery, and they had a guy up there. He was proud of slavery. He was saying his family owned slaves, and this was all black men, allegedly, and one non-black man, right? And it actually got so disgusting, coonish, right? But one of the guys was so proud of, he actually was saying there were only and this is how they describe black people. They call it the darks. They kept saying
Because the darks. When I tell you, it sounded like I was listening to white supremacists. I was just like, what's the darks? Like, I didn't even understand at first. And I'm like, what is really going on? Because I know SKC, he's come to my platform a few times and I've gone to his. But this mindset of, y'all, you had to hear it. They were calling black people the darks, the darkies. One guy kept talking about how Anthony Johnson basically was like his hero, that he wanted to open up a school of Anthony Johnson entrepreneurship and how to enslave darkies or something to that gist, right? And everybody thought it was funny. All of them thought it was funny. It was so wild. And it just seemed like because maybe the white guy was up there, that they were going to do, they were going to tap dance above and beyond. Like I just saw, and I closed my eyes and was listening to them. I'm like, they are doing the best buck broken tap dancing, big smiles. I mean, because they were so happy to talk so bad about people who most likely look like them, right? But anyway, he took the stream down. So I found this other little stream he had, and I guess he's interviewing a guy named Mule. Let me see. Let me see if what he's saying.
I think, and I think you do the same thing when you can kind of anticipate what certain people may say based upon their form of argumentation in the past. Something that we probably will disagree about, and heck, it's like we got 68 people in the chat, and I'm eventually gonna see what you want to do. If you want to have other people up here and kind of listen and do that whole thing, or if you want at some point for me to say, hey, now I'm plugging Mule's channel, he's about to do his thing, and everybody, go over there and show him support and all that other stuff. Well, however you want to do it, just let me know. And but the subject that I think that we could give our audience a conversation about. Do you believe that, as I would coin it, the Communtah, or as other people will say, the black community, can it be saved? No. There you go. There's the show. No, hell no, actually. No, I'll break down why.
He asked him, does he think the black community can be saved?
Do you believe that, as I would coin it, the Communtah, or as other people will say, the black community, can it be saved? No. There you go. There's the show. No, hell no, actually. No.
Notice that every time these people say anything negative, harmful, hateful, disgusting about the black people here in America, they break out in a laugh. They joke, they laugh, right? They're happy to say it. It is probably to highlight the joy of their day to say horrible stuff about black people. Listen to this.
can it be saved?
No. There you go. There's your show. No, hell no, actually. No, I'll break down why. Yeah, but I'm willing to have a panel too. I just can't be on here for like 5 hours because I know you're straight.
Yeah, no.
8 hours long. You know, but for the community, can it be saved? No, because there's too many dysfunctional, dysgenic poor bloods inside the community, and they're unable to reproduce properly. What do I mean by that? I mean on a genetic level in some cases, because you see the diet, you see the lifestyle. A lot of people are fat. They don't eat right. They don't eat to their genotype. And that's an issue. And it causes defunct people. And if you have a culture where the majority of the men and women come from single mothers and whatnot, that's not good. And you can have, single parent households where fuckery takes root. I've seen it in my own life. But it's very common when it comes from a single mother, because when you grow up without a strong male figure or father, especially your...
This is something that always puzzles me when they say a child is born to a single mother having kids, a single mother. It puzzles me because I'm always wondering, are single mothers out here reproducing by themselves? Can women now, through some type of photosynthesis or something, can we create life now by ourselves? I was always taught it was a man involved. So, should you just keep throwing up the fact that it's a single mother? Should you also be saying men need to be responsible equally for their own children? I never hear that discussion in YouTube, right? It is always going to be about a woman having children, giving life, as if she like she had the baby on her own, no man was ever involved. Instead of saying, hey, a single father, a man, if she's a single mother, he must be a single father maybe. And where is he at? Where is this man who impregnated this woman so that they could at least, at the very minimum, co-parent this new life? But I digress. That's
biological father. Your frontal lobe becomes atrophy just naturally.
That's interesting. So let's slow that down for just a bit. And I see you back there, Don. I appreciate it, but I just want to have this back and forth really quick. You're my guy from deep down and all that stuff, Don. But okay. My counter argument to that would be, I don't understand how the people who do not accept morality, they do not hold to moral virtues, they believe that that's just a bunch of feel-good nonsense, subjective at best. Then why are you focusing in on it? It's like it's like saying that I will never take on moral positions, but I'm going to rag on this person because they do, and I'm going to judge them according to their moral positions, even though I state I don't go by moral positions.
So I mean,
had to skip
I
forward.
identify with that, and I would consider myself a Christian. I'm an Orthodox Christian, but but still, I mean, because I feel like for me, the black church is what drove me towards atheism. And I only so recently, came back to Christ because I realized it's not the people attempting to do like the whole Christian thing. It's Christ himself and his teachings, you know what I mean? Versus like
I see Big Jetta came
from
up.
what I
Let me see
perceive
what
from
he
being
got.
a little guy, like I didn't get it.
No, I understand that 100%. I had my own misgivings about the church and whatnot when I was coming up. I grew up Baptist and non-denominational, so I kind of had the same pathway that you had. But it's very interesting because with the black church, man, I mean, this is all churches, especially with the prosperity stuff, but it's slave church stuff. It's not. Yeah. They're not diving into the depths of. Okay, they'll tell you how to get the cake every next Sunday forever for 50 years. Instead,
right.
Instructing. How to bake it, the spiritual cake, the physical one. You know what I'm saying? It's right. Kind of like leading people by a string.
Right. And my biggest gripes with not even just Baptist church, but like almost like you could say Protestant, all across like the Western world is what I would say is like the teachings of Christ in the Bible is like the ultimate handbook of how to navigate authoritarianism and tyranny.
Queer studies and link it into Black history. You're the ones that want to have nothing, have no pushback against books that have images that are teaching little kids how to engage in all sorts of sexual proclivities and so forth. You're the guys that don't want to say anything about it. So you're forcing this side's hand in order to say something about it because you two, you got your head so stuck up these white liberals behind that you won't even say anything to protect your own children. I mean, I could agree with you. So of course you relegating us to have those conversations because you too weak to do it. Okay, I could agree with you on that about the Black liberal, but at the same time, if you're gonna start banning books, then we need to start banning the Bible because there's a whole lot of Bibles in those school libraries, and you open that same Bible, there's raping, there's killing, there's sexual. But there are no picture books of little Johnny putting some penis in somebody's mouth.
There you go.
So it's like, what are we talking about when we talk about second, third, fourth, fifth graders and junk? They're looking at picture books. They're not reading on a Shakespearean level. So it's like, what are we talking about? You know exactly what I'm saying.
Nah, man.
If you want to start banning books, and I get what your point,
and they're not book banning. They're banning them out of the schools. Out of the schools.
And I agree with you. I agree with you on that. But the point is, though, there is going to have to be a limit to what is being banned, what is not. Once we start banning, you guys brought up all of this discussion when you didn't say anything about grown men sitting in tutus wanting to be before little children in the library. So now you're forcing grown people to have that discussion because you're too weak to say anything about it. Who is weak? Your side.
Your side.
And who is my side? You want to act like that stuff isn't happening. You act like, I think though you got me fucked up because I did videos on that years ago before everybody jumped. No. I'm talking. No. We're talking about why we can't have conversations about trade policy and foreign affairs and wars. No.
Fair use, guys. Fair use.
When you don't want to have a discussion about what's happening in the libraries in elementary schools right in your backyard, but you want to worry about what we should be doing with trade and with Africa and Ukraine and all this. Like, come on, that's ridiculous. What SKC? Here's the thing. Black men have a cardinal mind. They have a cardinal mind. They have a hive mind. No. So they have a different mind. We can't treat them like everybody else. Is that your argument? I mean, based on how you focus on things, like you can't you can't walk and chew bubblegum at the same time.
We obviously can. Is
that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Are you telling me, SKC, you cannot walk and chew bubblegum at the same time? Yeah, I think your test scores prove that. Damn. Hold on. I come from one of the best public schools in the world in the state of Texas. Nobody's saying nobody. No. My test scores. You said as a group. Now you're moving from the micro to the macro to the micro. We're having a macro conversation and now you're trying to make it personal. You said, are you saying, do black people, can they not accomplish these two things at the same time? And I'm telling you, the test scores say no. The test score says no. Correct.
Yeah. I mean, like with a 40 plus, I mean, not even 40, like below 40% literacy rate. I'm sorry, but like this is like nationwide, not just places like Baltimore or Chicago or California or San Francisco. It's nationwide that education is not a priority for Black America. Now, it will be a completely different argument if it was for like the Asian community, where they prioritize getting grades to spending longer times on homework. Even though it may not be necessary completely, they may understand the concepts completely, but they still push their students, their kids, to excel. They go into STEM, they go into, a field that make a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? And you have people who, talk about like, whose penis is going where. It's because that's what's culturally relevant to a culturally minded person. You know what I'm saying? Like there's such a thing as a cultural war going on. And some people chose to be involved in that shit. Now, I can go philosophical on the origins of that, like cultural Marxism and Antonio Gramsci, but that might go over some people's heads.
Well, I mean, when you talk about that, you got to tie it in always to the dialectic game, because if the right didn't have the trans drag queen stuff to talk about, would they be different from the left?
And no, they would not. And no, they would not
be the same, if not, slightly different.
The right now is trying to cancel the Bible over.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Over. They're trying, like right now, they're saying that Jesus is king is an anti-Semitic term. I don't want to get too deep into the weeds over on this, but yes, they would not be very much be. They would.
Man, are you saying they're so deep into Zionism such a?
Wow, did you hear that? So they don't like the right or the left right now. I'm trying to let this play just to get to this one point. I didn't actually have a timeline. Because this not the video I really wanted to play.
Went full circle.
Yes, it has gone full circle. Yep.
Yeah, but I think though the religious conservatives are trying to create a fascist society, a Christian nationalism. That's what I think the right is trying to do.
I'll be back, guys.
It is false church. If they're trying to push that, it's false church. It's not real Christian nationalism. It's some.
So I can't find what I'm looking for.
Let's just say we had
man wearing a suit, but he had kitten heels. You said he's not allowed to be inside the building.
Are we talking Kevin Samuels kitten heels, or are we talking
Yep,
like
that's what
heels?
Are we talking about heels? What kind of heels are we talking about? Are we talking about heels that women wear, or like Ted Cruz type heels?
Ted
You just
Cruz.
admit. So, are you a fan of Kevin Samuels, Trey?
Bro, Kevin Samuels was a friend of mine, bro. What are you talking about? RIP to the great.
Wait a minute. So, by that logic, you would accept Kevin Samuels.
What are kitten heels?
So there goes your answer.
I heard heels.
He's not talking about.
I heard heels.
Exactly.
I heard
See
heels.
what I'm saying?
No.
See what I'm saying?
No.
No. You're being hypocritical. You're being hypocritical, Trey.
Well, Big J, if you could enunciate your words properly, I would understand what you're saying.
I said, if a man comes in with a suit wearing kitten heels, you said, he ain't belonging.
I heard heels, bro. I heard heels. I'm thinking like these lefties. What are kitten heels? Somebody describe, Big J language to me. What are kitten heels?
He's referencing those. I think they were like Gucci like not heels, but Gucci shoes, and they had
them pumps he used to be wearing.
He's referencing that versus heels like 6-inch stilettos. He's not talking about that.
Oh man, look, man, our state senator Big J wears heels to appear taller. So it's what it is. A man in heels. Oh well.
Yikes.
Dang.
That's so funny. Man, if you are small, just embrace it. Come on, man.
I mean,
Hey,
I'm just
Sharice.
over that, bro. That's crazy.
Real quick, let's redirect the conversation back to the question that SKC posed earlier. If you could repost that.
Let me pause that for a minute. Hey, I was trying to actually show a different show. Girl, these people was going crazy. They were talking about how they should bring slavery back, and it was crazy on that show. And it was all black men, Sharice. And they were talking about only the darkies actually is proven to have owned slaves. Sharice, I want you to hit the link. Hit the link, Sharice. And once you hit the link, I'm going to go ahead and end it. So I wanted to ask you something. But yeah, no, they were just talking. But this is not the stream. He not actually either private. It was his stream from not yesterday, I think the day before yesterday. But I was looking through his channel. I see he must delete a lot, remove a lot of his shows. But it was wild. This guy was talking about how Anthony Johnson, a man who owned slaves, he wanted, he was like his hero. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, I was like, you know what? And this is all black men. And there was one white guy up there. And they were just tap dancing. And the sickest thing was every time they said something really messed up about black people, which they call black people the darkies, the darks. You don't see the link? I just dropped it. I didn't actually pin it. Let me see. Let me try to do it again. Copy. You see it now? Let me go here. Mhm. Okay, I see it. It's up there. But yeah, that was just a ridiculous shit show. But I wanted to really display how these men are actually thinking that they're leaders, but they're not leaders. Because you got to think, if these are the leaders, the future leaders, where they gonna lead us to, right? But I mean, he's not a brave man because he sure took it down, girl. He took it down, and I regret. I was over on Bomb Channel too long. I kept saying I need to go ahead and record this show, but he took it down. But it was really good. But no, Big J is up there right now. Guess I'll play a little more so you can come up.
That question again, SKC, because I do want to get back. Okay, question for the panel. Are some Black people too afraid to let go of the culture?
Yes. There you go. There's your answer.
I can give an example. And it's basically boils down to yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I got a question, Snake Man. Or over there in Germany, I know when I left, I left Germany in 07. And at the time, I'll just say I was in Grafenwehr.
What I'm telling you right now, Snake Man, is he's not playing to her benefit. There's no benefit in being excluded. Can I finish?
WTO right in 1999 and both ends.
Hey, what about when the Flyers won the hockey championship? Remember the Flyers won? Remember when the Boston Bruins won? Don't forget those.
You don't want me to tell the truth. You don't want me to tell the truth about the
Don't
riots.
forget January 6th. Don't forget January 6th. Don't forget Occupy Wall Street.
Hey, I'm talking, nigga. You
Girl.
talking about the WTO protest in Seattle 1999. We're not gonna talk about the.
Wow, what's good, sis? Sharice?
Hey, can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello? Hello? I heard you say, can you hear me? And then it went out. Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it's like weird. Like, hold on, let me come back in.
Okay. 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 So let's play that.
The World Trade protest 2 years prior to that. We're not going to talk about what happened to Harvey Milk in 1979.
Okay. So Big J, can I ask you a question?
Hold on. When those white rainbow folks was riding in San Francisco when Harvey Milk got shot.
Can you hear me?
See,
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, you sound good.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. Thanks everybody who came. Thank you. Let me see.